Welcome to Breaking Wire. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. June 12, 2025. A date that would soon be etched into the memories of thousands, not just in India, but around the world. Ahmedabad wakes to a golden haze as Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, readies for its journey to London. The city stirs with anticipation, the airport bustling with activity as the first rays of sunlight glint off the aircraft's sleek fuselage. 230 passengers from families to business travelers board the plane, their minds filled with thoughts of reunions, new adventures, and the promise of distant horizons. None suspect the tragedy that fate has in store. In the cockpit, Captain Sumit Sabharwal and First Officer Clive Kunder run through their pre-flight checks, calm and focused. For them, it's another routine morning, another flight among hundreds. The Dreamliner, a marvel of modern aviation, stands as a symbol of safety, efficiency, and technological progress. Its advanced systems and powerful engines inspire confidence in all who board. Engines roar to life, the plane lifts off, climbing smoothly into the painted morning sky. Passengers settle in, some gazing out at the receding city, others already lost in thought or conversation. Suddenly, just 40 seconds after takeoff, the unthinkable happens. The engines fall silent, leaving only the rush of wind and the rising panic inside the cabin. The aircraft shudders violently, its nose dipping as it loses power. In the cockpit, alarms blare and the pilots fight to regain control. But the situation deteriorates rapidly. On the ground, onlookers freeze in horror as the massive jet plunges from the sky, crashing into a quiet suburb less than 2 kilometers from the runway. The impact is immediate and devastating. The impact is catastrophic. 261 lives are lost in an instant, making it India's deadliest air disaster in decades. The scene is one of chaos, smoke, and heartbreak. Amid the twisted wreckage and burning debris, a single survivor emerges, battered but alive. As rescue teams rush in and the world watches in disbelief, urgent questions arise. How could this have happened to the Dreamliner? Investigators comb the wreckage searching for answers to the Dreamliner's sudden fall. The preliminary report reveals a shocking cause. Both engine fuel control switches moved to cutoff, starving the engines. This action, fatal at low altitude, was abrupt and simultaneous, impossible to explain as pilot error. The switches are protected, meant only for shutdown on the ground. The idea that both would be triggered seconds after takeoff defies logic and procedure. The industry reels. Was this a deliberate act or a catastrophic malfunction? Focus shifts from engines to cockpit and from human error to possible system failure. The world waits, desperate for an explanation. The cockpit voice recorder, often called the black box, offers a haunting window into the pilot's final moments. There's no panic in their voices, just a growing sense of confusion and disbelief as events unfold rapidly around them. The calm professionalism of the crew is evident even as the situation becomes more dire. One pilot, his voice steady but puzzled, asks, "Why did you cut off?" The question hangs in the air, unanswered, as the crew tries to make sense of the sudden changes in their instruments. The other pilot immediately denies touching any switches, his hands visible and away from the controls, emphasizing his innocence and confusion. Both aviators are caught completely off guard, their training and instincts kicking in as they frantically scan the instrument panels, searching for answers. They exchange worried glances, each hoping the other has an explanation. The cockpit voice recorder makes one thing clear: there's no evidence of suicide or sabotage. The pilots are not to blame. They are victims of something beyond their control, acting with professionalism until the very end. Captain Sabharwal and First Officer Kunder work together seamlessly, issuing a mayday call as they realize they're losing control of the aircraft. Their teamwork and calm under pressure are a testament to their training and dedication. The mounting evidence points away from human error, and instead suggests a sudden, catastrophic technological failure, something no amount of skill could have prevented. As investigators pore over the data, the focus shifts. If the pilots didn't cause the switches to move, what did? The mystery deepens, and the search for answers intensifies. The black box, silent and unassuming, now whispers of a ghost in the machine, a hidden force that changed the fate of everyone on board. A chilling precedent emerges. A 2019 All Nippon Airways 787 nearly suffered the same fate. In that case, a software system called Thrust Control Malfunction Accommodation, or TCMA, mistakenly shut down both engines mid-flight. The ANA pilots, with more altitude, recovered. The Air India crew had no such chance. Both incidents involved the fuel switches moving without pilot input. The TCMA, designed to prevent thrust on the ground, could be fooled by faulty data. The question, if this flaw was known in 2019, why wasn't it fixed? The investigation now faces uncomfortable truths about ignored software risks. The Dreamliner's vulnerability wasn't a secret. For years, engineers and safety experts quietly raised concerns about the aircraft's complex systems, but their voices were often lost in the noise of progress and profit. In 2018, the FAA warned of a flaw in the 787's fuel control system, but didn't require urgent fixes. The advisory was clear, yet it stopped short of mandating immediate action, leaving airlines to decide for themselves how to respond. Airlines, balancing costs and operational demands, often overlooked non-mandatory advisories. With no regulatory pressure, many chose to defer inspections or upgrades, prioritizing schedules and budgets over potential risks. The accident aircraft's fuel system was never inspected for this flaw. Maintenance teams, following standard procedures, focused on routine checks, missing the hidden danger lurking within the fuel control module. Just weeks before the crash, the UK's CAA issued another warning about unsafe fuel shutoff valves on Boeing jets. This second alert highlighted the growing international concern, but again, no immediate action was enforced. The doomed plane's throttle control module had been replaced twice, hinting at deeper issues. Each replacement was treated as an isolated incident, rather than a symptom of a larger systemic problem. Was this a rogue aircraft or a fleet-wide problem? The question haunted investigators and regulators alike, raising doubts about the safety of hundreds of similar planes in service worldwide. The pattern is clear. Warnings were issued, but not heeded. Each letter, each report, was a missed opportunity to prevent disaster, lost in a system struggling to balance caution with convenience. The crash was not just a technical failure, but a breakdown in oversight and response. It exposed the cracks in a safety net that was supposed to catch such dangers before tragedy struck. A series of missed opportunities turned a known risk into a catastrophe, reminding us that in aviation, every warning ignored can have devastating consequences. The crash sparks fierce debate. Was it pilot error or a fatal flaw in automation? Some officials blame the crew, but pilot unions and experts point to the evidence. A technical malfunction, not human mistake. The Dreamliner's advanced systems blur the line between pilot and machine. When software fails, who is truly in control? The tragedy forces aviation to confront the risks of automation and the cost of ignoring warnings. For the victims' families, only truth and accountability will bring justice. Their memory demands that such a failure never happens again.